You're going.
Hey everyone, welcome back to another video. My name is Maya. If you're new here, welcome, and if you're returning, thanks for coming back. I really appreciate it. Today's video is very exciting because I'm going to be showing you all my plants, house plants, and a garden tour. Plants are very important to me. I love them. They are my friends, especially during a time where we're always at home. They always are there for me. They never let me down, and they teach me a lot about life and how to take care of life. So I thought I'd show you a few of my favorite ones, slash all of them. They're all my favorites. This is a one I have that's pretty recent. It's a palm tree. These plants are very beautiful. They grow very tall, as you can see. It's almost as tall as me. This leaf hasn't sprouted yet, but it's almost there. They are tropical plants, so they really enjoy humidity and water, moisture. I did not know that. As you can see, we have this rather, I don't want to say it's sad little friend, but it's seen better, greener days, definitely. I know I have to mist this plant almost daily just so I can keep its humidity and keeping healthy. So now that I know that, hopefully it'll be smooth sailing from now on. So now we make our way to this window in our living room, and it has one of our fiddly fig trees. And I've had this tree for nearly 2 years now. I got it and it was like 2 inches high. Now it's like 3, 4. So that's really good. And it's growing. When I was first afraid to get a fiddle leaf fig because I heard how temperamental the leaves are, how quickly they fall off, this one has been doing pretty good, and I see it has a few new leaves growing too. So hopefully that friend is doing well. I just gave it fertilizer, so hopefully she should be pretty happy. This is my rubber tree plant. It's very pretty. I love the pink on the edges and how it's like watercolored in. I don't know if this is a specific variation of a rubber plant, like the pink rubber plant or something, but it's really pretty. And this is actually where rubber comes from. Obviously, like from the Congo, they're rubber plants, so I don't know if this won't ever produce rubber. Actually, I think it could, but I'm not going to try to do that. But I think it's really interesting because we use rubber all the time. This is where it comes from. This plant is, I don't know. I think I got in like some type of variety pack. It never told me the name. I think it's like a Hoya or something. It's definitely had better days since we moved in. It's definitely browned, and it wasn't in the best location. So I think being by the light, that's why I brought it more towards the window for now, so it can get a little bit more light. And I think it needs some more water, so I'm gonna spray it actually. Fun fact, if you don't know, if a plant is turning brown, that means it needs more water typically, not all the time, but typically. And if it's turning yellow, that means it needs less water. And hopefully that will make it happy. Now I have this, actually, again, I'm not good with plant names. I know some of them, but not all. This plant, if you know the name, you can let me know down below. But it's not been doing too well. As you can see, it lost most of its leaves. There's a few more coming out at the top here. We've had to put neem oil on it because it had some type of pest. But you can kind of see how it has like critters and fungus on it. So I'll do a close-up and show you. But yeah, definitely neem oil is a great fungicide, like general fungicide for a lot of household plants, and pesticide too. So, and it's natural, so that's really good to use. So I've been using neem oil on that, and also on this one. Maybe these are right next to each other, so I don't know if they're like contaminating one another. I don't think that's how plants work, but yeah, this one has lost so many leaves. It used to be so full, like a very full draconia, I think they're called. I have no idea. But now, yeah, the leaves are just falling off. There's a few new ones coming out of the top, but other than that, they have not been doing too well pretty much since the move, like the other one. All of these branches are bare and only 1 or 2 has leaves, but on the positive note, on the inside of them, they are growing new sprouts. So hopefully that will be going well. Let's move on to some happier friends. We have a friend that's looking happy. It was looking happier before, but as I can see, there's some browning leaves. So that means it's probably not getting enough water. But yeah, this is a pothos, and they don't like too much water, but obviously if they're browning like this, it means it needs more water. We have another pothos over here. These leaves are looking much better. I'm liking how these leaves look. Open up this window so I can get a bit more light. This is called, actually I don't know. But I actually found this plant and it's so beautiful. I love the pot that it's in. It was just sitting on the street, and so I was like, okay, it was like on the curb, and I was like, okay, I'm gonna grab that because it has a 7-pointed star. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. That's 8-pointed star, but it does have 7-pointed stars on this too. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 7. So I thought that was a good sign because that's my favorite amount of points on a star is 7. I think that's a very magical number, and it's been doing pretty well. I was really wondering how it survived on the street, but so when I got it, it was very ragged and jagged, and now it's looking very healthy, so I'm very proud of it. Here we have one of my favorite cacti, because I actually don't know what it's called, but the needle, it's like little needles, and they grow out and jut out, and I think it's really beautiful, and it's asymmetrical, and I think it's a very great visualization about how we're all connected and how everything's one thing that's jutting off from the same. Does that make sense? I like it. It's my friend. This is my Chinese money plant, and it's very good luck. I'm sure you've seen these if you're into houseplants. I love it. It's not finicky. It does like to be watered just so, not overwatered, or else we'll lose some friends. But that's okay because we are learning off of each other. That's what this is all about. I love the roundedness of the leaves. It's so unique, and I can see how it brings prosperity. I think it's supposed to bring prosperity because, yeah, unity, circle, abundance, it just evokes that. I have some stuff I'm trying to propagate, but I didn't include a note on it actually, so we'll see if that'll actually propagate. It might take a few months or not at all, which is fine. Here I'm trying to propagate a few cuttings from one of my pothos. This friend, oh, the pot is heavy. I got the pot from Etsy. It's very, very nice. But this friend is really cool. I think I got it from Trader Joe's or something. But it had a flower. It's not flowering anymore. It was flowering really prettily for a while. But I love the leaves. They're so unique. They're very like thin and wiry and spidery. It's like a spider plant met a cactus. It's very interesting. So we walk over to the entryway of the living room, and we have a peperomia, which is one of my favorite types of plants. I love Hoyas and peperomias. They're very unique, but usually the leaves are much thicker. They retain water a lot more than the regular house plant. I have no idea where they come from in the world, but there's lots of different types, and they're usually very beautiful, like this one. And then over here we have a Hoya, which, yeah, is very beautiful. It's quite hard to get this in and out of the holder in between waterings, but it's worth it. It looks really cute, hangs down, and it gives the room a bit more character. Love it, love it. Here we have a bird. What is this? Prayer. It's a prayer plant. That's what this is. No, it's not. I forgot the name of this plant, but it's beautiful. It has beautiful white flowers. I'm trying to take care of it. I love it so much. It's in this beautiful yellow container, and I love seeing this right when I walk in. It really is a great reminder, and just like it lifts my mood up really high, so I love it. And I hope that we can continue to treat it well. So coming into the kitchen, here I have another cutting of a monstera leaf that actually has a node this time, but the leaf started turning like this yellow color. So it actually was turning yellow before I cut it, so I thought just cutting it put a lot of pressure on it to where it was just like had enough. So hopefully this will work out. If it does, I'll be very happy because I love monsteras. Who doesn't? I almost forgot this little baby. It lives on the coffee table. It's a little cactus and it's doing good. I spray it. I don't water it directly. I just spray it, mist it about once a week. And I got this pottery from Etsy. And I really love the watercolor, just like chaos. Yes. Take you along the kitchen. So right here we have an aloe vera plant. It lives in this very cute butterfly container that I got from Goodwill right here. I never had skinny aloe vera like this. It probably could be repotted, but yeah, I'll get around to that. I love it though. So I just spray that, and I don't really water it directly. Again, with this, I spray it, I don't water it directly. This is a cactus, and I've had this for like a really long time, like 3 years or something. And it's grown so much since I've gotten it. It's grown like 6 inches. So that's really exciting. Yes, and it's looking a little brown, so I think it could be even watered a bit more. And this is my elephant ear plant. It's really beautiful. I think that's what it's called. That's what I called it just now, if that's not what it's called. I love the pot that it came in. I actually got this from Lowe's as well, and it just lives here. The leaves are such a beautiful shape and such a beautiful color underneath, purple. Yeah, I love this plant. On this bookshelf, I have a few cuttings of things that I'm trying to propagate. This is pothos. This is silver string of hearts, I think. And we have silver pothos in here and another pothos cutting. And we have a ZZ plant that's propagating here, if you can see. It's doing really well, and I really can't wait to put that into a planter. We have a, I think they're called like draconia or something right here, which looks kind of like a spider plant to me. And then we have a Hoya that has been doing interesting things. It's like creating more leaves at the bottom and not so much at the top, but I feel like it's getting more light at the top. I don't know. And then we have this one that seems like a spider plant. I actually got it from the friend that was on the altar over there. I just like, this was a cutting from that I repotted, and that has been living and looks really cute. I love it so much. Here we have what is this called? Asparagus plant? I think that's what it's called. It always gets caught in our hair. This leaf in particular, like when you're walking by, it'll just grab you and you're like, oh! It grows so long, the tendrils, and it wraps around anything. It does look like it is browning. I do feel like it has seen better days. I moved it here recently, so maybe I'll try pulling it back away from the window, see if it likes that a bit more. My friend has one that really has grown really wild and long, and they actually like clipped the tendrils to grow around the room, so that definitely inspired me to get one of these. Here in this window we have some parsley growing and some dill. I think the dill is on its way out, but we're still enjoying it, and the parsley looks pretty good. It was looking iffy for a while, but I think we are finding a better balance of its watering schedule. Here on this windowsill, we have kittens. Just kidding, not right now. We have basil and chives, 2 different types of basil. And if you have a basil plant and you start to see flowers like this one, and you start to see flowers that look like this, I would pick this off because that means it's bolting, and that affects the flavor of the herb when you eat it, and it also affects the way that it grows. So it'll start to put its energy in the flowers instead of the leaves, which we don't want. So these are just like some cuttings that I picked off this morning. I love having fresh herbs to cook with. It just makes the dish taste so much better, so much healthier and vibrant and rich. So I'm loving having these herb beds. This is my first time having them, so I feel very blessed and very lucky. I hope you can grow one wherever you have your home. Let's go this way. So in the hallway in this corner, we have one of my favorite friends that I've had for like 3-4 years now. It's a type of spider plant, I think. The leaves are so interesting. They're like so thick and like girthy, I don't even know, but they grow in every direction, and every once in a while I'll come and detangle them or make sure that they're not like impeding on each other. And when I water, I notice that they grow based upon how I water it. So I really try to water evenly on this one, because if I water, say in this spot too much, it won't grow, but it'll grow a lot here. So if I try to water over here so it can start growing in that other direction too. When you open our door, I put some cacti in the front. Obviously, it doesn't get that much light out here, but they're doing okay. Like this one is losing a little bit, but if they continue to do bad, I'll pull them into a brighter light, like in the backyard or something. I really wanted just a lot of plants in the front entryway as well, just to give that welcomey, homey vibe. This plant is actually a mixture. I think I've got 2 different varieties growing here, but they seem to be friends. It seems to work. This is a snake plant, and this isn't, it seems like a snake plant, but another variety. I water them once a week like all my plants, and they sit in this hallway with not a lot of light, and it's doing pretty well. So it's pretty forgiving house plant. I really love it, and I got this planter from Goodwill. Going into the bathroom, there's a lot of pothos, as you will be able to see. Here we have a silver pothos hanging, and you can see why they call this silver pothos, because it has these silver reflective like specks pattern on it, and it's so beautiful. I love looking at it while I'm getting ready or just washing my hands or whatever. Moving on to this one, we have this pothos. It has been doing a bit odd lately. It's turning yellow, meaning it's not getting a lot of water, but it gets watered every week. So I'll be giving it more water, see how it does. I missed it and stuff. Hopefully it recovers. It sits here, and it was so long, had such long tendrils, I cut them off recently. That's the ones you saw propagating. I love this one too. I don't even know. This is not a pothos. It's peperomia, I want to say, actually, but it looks like one, and it's very beautiful because it has this multi-tone to the leaves, and it's nice to feel like you're having some nature around you while you're inside of this white walled cave. I really like the skylight for this reason too, and hanging near the skylight I have 3 pothos. And my dream is to have them one day hanging down so that when I walk to the bathroom, I'll be greeted and enchanted into this magical forest. Coming into our bedroom, we have quite a few friends hanging here. Right when you walk in is this spider plant hanging in this driftwood centerpiece that I got from an artisan Depop. The artist that I bought the centerpiece from actually gave me the plant too, so that's really generous. Underneath this one we have a ZZ plant, and this one is, like I said, the ZZ plants are very durable. I really love having them. No matter if you have a low light, low water, they seem to always live. So I have it in this like fabric or like woven basket, and I put this felt barrier on the inside so the roots can latch onto that and the water won't sink through. So, and it seems to be doing all right, so that's pretty good. At this corner we have a fern that's growing, and it's definitely been growing a lot more, but you can see it is a bit dry, so maybe I'll give it a nice misting. I do water it once a week. This is like some type of grass. I don't really know the name of. I got it in a variety pack of household like air purifier plants or whatever. And the cats really like eating this one, so that's why it looks pretty bare. I keep it really high so they don't get to it. Here I have, I'm just gonna give it a little spray. I have my vine growing, what's it called? Ivy. My ivy vine growing. Yeah, it's pretty self-explanatory. I love this one. It grows so long and so easily, so that one's very easy to maintain. This one is a spider plant that looks, again, worse for the wear. I have cut the leaves and they keep browning at the center, so I'll give that a miss. Maybe it wants a bigger drink of water. So I'll give it a miss and then leave it out. But yeah, I love this one too. I've had it for a while, and it probably wouldn't be too bad to pot it in a pot that actually drains, but we have fun, we experiment. This is a Hoya cutting that has been doing well, and yeah. It's from the one in the living room. The tendrils got really long, so I propagated it, put it back in here, and yes, it's been pretty happy in there. In this corner we have the monstera I was talking about, and this is the only monstera I have, so I really love it a lot. I have no idea what type it is, but I would love to have another one in my house, so that's why I'm hoping that one propagates, because isn't this one so beautiful? Like this leaf, so pretty. This is a prayer plant, and it's really cool because when it's daytime the leaves open, but when it's night the leaves close, like hands praying. So that's really beautiful. I got this in a time in my life where I wanted to pray and take care of my spirit. So that's how I see this plant as a reflection of my inner world. So when I take care of it, it's like I'm taking care of me, which I love. So also I named this one because I think it was getting pests, so that's why it was turning brown. This is aloe vera. I love it. It's a cacti, so I only mist it every once in a while. Probably the mist that I had for watering this plant coming on here was enough for the week. So definitely want to not do too much. I've definitely done too much with aloe vera before, like overwatering it, because I'm thinking aloe vera, it needs water because the juice is, no, it doesn't. It's a cactus. So I just want to leave it alone and let it do its thing, and it will be cool. Make sure it has lots of light. This plant is a neon pothos. It doesn't need a lot of water. It loves a lot of sun, and yeah, I really love it. I love the bright color that it has, and I love that it's by my bed because when I wake up I look at it and it really puts me in a good mood because it's so bright. So thank you, friend. And on our windowsill, these are some wildflowers we planted this summer that have really grown and, as you can see, blossomed. These ones are more recent we planted, but the flowers are coming up, and I don't know, yeah. Having flowers on the outside of your window to greet you first thing in the morning is, like I said, priceless. It's what life's all about. I love flowers, and contemplating them is something I do every day, for sure. Like, look at that neighbor's rose. Coming into our studio, we have a few plants that give us inspiration while we're working on whatever project we have. Right here we have our spider plant that has so many beautiful tendrils. It's doing so well, and yeah, it's quite big. It's a lot going on. So I see some brown, I see some yellow. Hopefully it's not doing too poorly. Here we have a pothos that I propagated and went through a lot. It used to be outside and it literally burned. So we're here and it's looking much better. I'm so proud of it. Yay. And here we have a Hindu rope Hoya, and this is really cool. It has fallen so many times, that's why it looks so barren. But if you look on the top, you can see that it does have some life growing, and you know, I like it just for what it is. Mwah. But it's really nice. It's so thick and it's a very nice plant. I drew the star on the 7-pointed star on it, and for me it just brings me a lot of good luck in my last place. So I thought it's perfect that this plant lives with me in my studio to give me good luck while I create. And here we have snake plants, I think. Yeah, the same one that I had in the hallway that I said was a mix. The half of it came from this because this one just kept growing so much. So I love it and it brings me a lot of joy. I love the planter that it's in too, that I got from Goodwill. That's all the plants that I have upstairs, so let's go downstairs. This is a smaller prayer plant that I put out into the sun because it looked like it could use some TLC. This is a fern, a button fern. I don't know, it's really cute. I love this little circular leaves. A big fern. Another fiddle leaf fig. It lost a leaf, it's so sad. I used to get so bummed out when I saw that it lost leaves. But I gave it some fertilizer. It looks like it's sprouting like a few more new leaves, so it's life, what can you do? Here's another peperomia that has this really beautiful like waxy leaves. And a little bird's nest plant that is very durable and definitely needs a little bit more attention from me. Love you, love you. Love you, love you. So this is my pitcher plants, and I didn't know it at first, but the pitchers, they can get really old and crusty, so it's best to cut them off because there's so many new pitchers growing in all the time. It's really cool. And these, if you don't know, they eat, the pitchers attract insects and the plant can digest them. So sometimes I feed bugs to this plant. This is a pearl, mother string of pearl plant. It's a cactus. It's so beautiful. I think it's so elegant and I love it. I can't wait for it to grow nice and luscious. This is my string of hearts, and it's very sensitive. I love that it produces these like little purple flowers. It's so cute. And yes, it's so romantic how it hangs down. It hangs down so low. This is like 5 feet. So that's quite impressive. This is a cacti that I've had for a long time. And yes, it's been through a lot. I remember once I spilled nail polish on this. And it still is alive and looks really well. I'm very proud of it. Right here we have a peperomia that has also taken to some flower growing. It's so cute, and this peperomia is so pretty because it has these lovely pink specks on the petals. And yes, it's just so endearing. I got this from Lowe's actually. This is a monstera that actually live in. I actually have another one, forgot. A monstera that is so beautiful. It's in this basket that I got from Etsy from like some place far away from here. And it's very beautiful. I love it so much. It just lives in the yoga section, and so when I do yoga and meditate, I can look at it and contemplate its beauty. Yay! It makes me feel like I'm in a jungle every time I look at it. And then we have some plants, aloe vera. This is not a snake plant, but it's like a dolphin fin, shark fin plant. I don't quite know. We have, this is called a wandering Jew plant. I don't have it hanging, but it's supposed to be, I think. I really just love the purple colors, and I love like the silvery reflectiveness of the leaves. I think it's really pretty. It has grown so much. I got it, it was literally like this high. It's a form of, it's like a variety of the draconia. Like this one is different because it has the curly. If you know the name, maybe I'm wrong, I don't know. But it's really big. How does it, it's like a who, like a hairstyle that a who would have. Or like if a pineapple top really got out of control, this is what it looks like. I really love it. I think it matches the container really well considering the pineapple-ness. And I'm gonna put it down because it is falling. And that is all my houseplants. I'm gonna take you outside and we're gonna do a garden tour. So if you're interested in that, keep on watching. So this is my garden. It's small. It's my first garden, so it's huge to me. I really love it. We're coming, I think, towards the end of this harvest. I have already sowed seeds for what I want to grow for this fall and winter, but in terms of summer stuff, I think we're coming to an end. We have a lot of tomatoes coming in here. We had a lot of squash coming in. We had so many squash too. The squash, as you can see, this is a squash vine. It's all dried up, so the squash is coming to an end. We have a basil here that we use sometimes. This huge friend is a fennel, and it's producing seeds now. As you can see, these yellow flowers will produce seeds, and we want that. We want to get fennel seeds, and then we'll use the rest, but that's why we're letting it grow that long. We have some onions. If you can see, it's sprouting. We've used one so far, and it's really, really exciting using stuff that you've grown from your own garden. Here we have a beet that's growing, and we have a few more beets, broccoli that I think is done, but we've used a lot and had a lot of greens and made green juice out of. Chard, mustard, kale, and we have had a lot of lettuces come out, like 4 or 5 already. So this is a pretty good bounty we have growing. I have a raspberry bush that has not produced any raspberries yet, but I'm not giving up. Cilantro, mint, and rosemary here that I like to grab. Like, there is spider webs on the mint, but this one has no spider webs on them. So I like to grab it and just eat it raw. I like to eat the rosemary raw. I think it's really great for memory and digestion, and it's just good for you. I like the strong taste of it. So yeah. And then we have our flowers, and I planted some sunflowers back there. This one is the mama. It's the biggest one. It's lost a few of its leaves, but it still looks beautiful. I love it. Here's where I put the rest of the sprouts. We already have some sprouts coming in that I'm very excited to enjoy. So I planted some carrots, some more mustard, chard, onions. What else? I forgot. Oh, some parsley, some more herbs like that. And then on the side of the deck, we have some roses, some more wildflowers that I planted. Yay! So that was all my plants that I have in my house.